My dad's told me. Alright. He keeps dropping side to side, so I'm just trying to keep him set up.
Alright.
He's got a mouth full of blood, I don't want him.
He was on the bin on the other side of this gate.
He's jumped over these fences and stuff like that. And he's up here.
Away, mate.
He's obviously he's fallen from there and he's slipped from there.
There's other shoes left over there, mate.
What's your name, mate? Huh? Has anyone been hurt other than him?
Yeah, he's grabbed my brother, he's took my turban off, started grabbing my head.
Are you injured?
Yeah, I've got swollen eye, little bruise.
Alright, just step back a little bit for me. Someone flag these down.
Got this stab.
Alright, let's get you out of there, shall we?
I was in bed, asleep. Whenever just find me up there, someone to touch me. I can't breathe.
Grab his other arm.
How? So I've just come running through the little on Kenny's road. I've come running around the corner.
What's happened to you, right? You've been stabbed? Whereabouts? I don't think you have, mate.
That's what, and then you've got mouth full of, I'm going to pick you up,
Hand?
I can't breathe.
Put the hand in the cuff, mate.
Yeah.
This is like the times this has happened to us. We've been walking, we can't literally
Can we get around one?
people racist attacks, nothing happened.
He's saying he's been stabbed, so
Where is
just
it you think
checking.
you've been stabbed?
He hasn't been.
In the face? Oh no, but we have to check, don't we?
No.
In the face?
Just get these to back off, get their details and that, and I'll keep hold of him.
Should we
Keep you on your side, mate. You better retrieve then.
So again.
Saying to him, I'm keeping him on his side. We were set up when we had him here, but he didn't like it. What's your name, mate? At the moment you are under arrest, that's for assault, so you do not have to say anything, may harm and defence. If you do not mention one question, it's up to you later line of court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence, alright? It's going to be sick, I think.
Yeah. What's his name?
So I just want you to call it.
Yeah, we've got this male, he's just been beat up. Are we able to get an ambulance, please? His pupils aren't even reacting.
Every new detail that emerges about this shocking case, it's utterly outrageous that it hasn't provoked national uproar. Henry Nowak, 18 years old, prime of his life, walking home after a night out, encounters Vikram Digwa, who's carrying an 8-inch knife. Henry's stabbed 4 times as he desperately tries to flee. And when the police finally arrive on the scene, they believe Vikram's story that Henry was the aggressor, refuse to accept Henry's been stabbed, arrest Henry for being racist, and shortly after he drowns in his own blood. Most of you know the basics of the story by now, but each day brings alarming new revelations. Please leave a like and comment. Claims Henry barged into him yelling racial slurs, but videos of the incident taken on Henry's phone, which was found in Digwa's pocket, don't contain any evidence of such language being used. The video does show Digwa asserting, quote, "I am a bad man." Then Digwa claims Henry punched him, threatened his life, that a brawl ensued and that Digwa punched him back. Digwa claims he feared Henry would use a knife that was in Digwa's possession. So Digwa stabbed him. A slash across the face, in the chest, in the lower body, and twice in the back of his legs. Was Henry stabbed in the back of the legs during that confrontation? Or when he'd already turned and run, when he was desperately trying to flee Digwa by climbing over fences? Yeah, which one makes more sense to you? The defendant said he did not intend to stab the student in the chest and was unaware he had. Right, yeah, stabbing someone in the chest, causing a wound 8 centimetres deep. Seems like quite a deliberate thing to do and something you would remember doing doing, doesn't it? Digwa claims Henry pulled off his turban as part of the racist attack, and that his hair being in front of his eyes caused him to stab out in fear. Except there's video footage of Digwa pursuing Henry as he tried to flee, showing Digwa with his hair in a tight bun, but then when police had arrived, his hair was down. Interesting. What do you think happened there then? Henry pleads for help. Neighbours overhear him saying, "I've been stabbed, I'm dying." Shortly after this point, Digwa's family arrives on the scene. Video footage shows Digwa saying to Henry, "No one stabbed you, bro." They mock him. Digwa's father asserts, quote, "He's pretending," despite the video showing Henry literally prostrate, lying on the ground, bleeding, with Digwa's father then literally trying to prop him up. They tell police Henry's just a drunken racist, when his blood alcohol level, according to the toxicology report, was below the drink drive limit. Henry repeatedly tries to tell the police, quote, "I've been stabbed," to which a male voice responds, "I don't think you have, mate." Who said that? Digwa? One of his family members? Or even more disturbingly, was it one of the police officers? Henry again repeatedly cries for help, telling police, quote, "I can't breathe," yet they arrest him anyway on suspicion of assault, despite Digwa not being injured at all and Henry being mortally wounded. Believing the drunken racist story while ignoring the literal trail of blood, they only remove the handcuffs after Henry is clearly unconscious. Then Henry drowns in his own blood as a result of the knife puncturing his lung. Then 2 days after the incident, police covertly record a conversation between Digwa and his brother, during which his brother tells Digwa, "You should say it was self-defense." Digwa responded by saying it was my fault or mistake. Digwa was carrying 2 knives, by the way, a smaller one around his neck and a larger one that he used to kill Henry, moving it from the crime scene so the police couldn't discover it. Oh, that's not suspicious at all, is it? The media's trying to frame the entire narrative around this to be focused on whether or not Henry used a racial slur and whether he initiated the confrontation, as if using mean words justifies someone stabbing you to death anyway. But in concentrating on this aspect, they're deliberately sidelining the biggest outrage: the fact that police immediately believed Digwa and his family's story that Henry was a drunken racist, arrested him, put him in handcuffs, denying him the swift medical aid that could have saved his life. It was their actions as much as Digwa's that led to Henry's death. Digwa played the race card, and the police, thanks to years of anti-racism training and institutional anti-white bias, believed him over the actual dying victim. Of course, this was barely covered in the media. Less than a dozen published articles worldwide, and the left-leaning media didn't even touch it.
A student on a night out is stabbed multiple times with a 21-centimetre long knife. He's lying in a pool of his own blood, literally drowning in his blood. The police come to the scene. Instead of doing everything that they can to save his life, they handcuff and arrest the lad because there's an accusation of racial abuse. This is a scandal. Will the Home Secretary come to the House and say what she's doing to investigate the way the police conducted this matter? And can we have a debate on two-tier policing, which is doing so much to undermine respect for the police and for the rule of law in this country?
Will they ever see it? Will they ever dare release it? Elon Musk's offered to fund a wrongful death lawsuit against the police. But imagine if the roles were reversed. Imagine if an 18-year-old Sikh man had died in handcuffs as police refused to help him after he'd been stabbed by a white man. Front page story, national outcry, massive protests. The Prime Minister would have immediately decried it. The police officers involved would be swiftly named and up on charges. It happens to Henry, and there's barely a ripple of interest, because white lives don't matter. Compare this to the absolute uproar in Ireland at the moment, where a Congolese man with a criminal history was tackled by security as he tried to steal something from a shop. An 80-year-old pensioner he barged into fell and broke their hip. Then Yves Sekila fell unconscious and died while being restrained on the ground. They're treating it like Europe's George Floyd.
Justice for him! All we need! Justice for him! All we need! Justice for him!
Huge protests, candle-lit vigils, demands for instant justice. The Irish Prime Minister demanding an investigation. Network Against Racism expressed concern that excessive force may have been used against Sakila and said in a statement that the death of a black man in such circumstances is extremely worrying, but apparently not in the case of a white man, Henry Nowak.